Hello and happy Tuesday. Actually, happy Tribe Day Tuesday. Today is a day I celebrate for all of those people out there who are close to me. They're in my immediate circle that help me out, that I look to for guidance, support, to be encouraged, to be uplifted, just to have a shoulder to lean on when I need it. I just want to say thank you to all of you out there that are part of my inner circle, who always show up when I need you, and that I like to also be able to do that for you as well. It's so important to have that circle of friends, those people that are near and dear to you, that have your back no matter what, who don't judge you for the things that you do, but are there to support you, encourage you, and uplift you, and get you through those tough times. Because yeah, those days happen for me too, and that's just a part of life. But having those people in my life has just been so great, and I just want to just acknowledge you today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about self-love, specifically about loving yourself first. It's essential for our emotional well-being to achieve self-awareness around our emotions, and that's part of self-love, so that we make better decisions in how we respond when we're triggered based on how we're feeling. And now achieving self-awareness means taking time to really getting to know who you are. So you as a person, aside from being the mom, the father, the sister, the brother, the husband, the daughter, the grandparent, whatever you are, whatever stage of life that you're at, it's not that piece of you. That's part of you, but really getting to know who you are just immediately to yourself, and being open to change, because change is inevitable. And embracing that pivoting may be part of the process. And in fact, that is a piece of probably one of the biggest pieces of the process that most people try to avoid, along with change. Because I know change can be scary, because we're always trying to control everything in our lives. But guess what? You can't control what you can't control, so you have to get over that. But when you're trying to control every step of the way, a lot of the time things start to fall apart. If you can think back on just maybe something you're working on today, maybe, and you're trying to control every step of the way and you're getting resistance, that's because something is trying to reveal itself to you. So be open to change. Allow yourself to pivot if you have to, because you never know if that new connection or new opportunity or new insight is going to meet you around the corner and change your life. Hello, I'm Leslie Gaudette, and I'm an empowerment coach. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions so that they can handle the triggers, manage their emotions, and get back to what's really important, which is living a more positive life. Now, if you're new to my lives, I want to say welcome. And if you've been following me for a while, I want to say welcome home. Thank you all so much for your support, because I really, truly appreciate you. And I love getting on here with you for you. So today I want to talk to you about self-love, more specifically, loving yourself first. But before I get started, let me just quickly explain to you what I have got behind me. It's called the triggers chart. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. So this is what I call the trigger cycle, okay? This is our emotional cycle on repeat. Yes, I put repeat because yes, it happens more than once. So meaning we have many interactions in every single day, right? Whether it's with our family, our friends, our coworkers, strangers, whomever. Situations, circumstances, those things are going to happen multiple times a day. And so our emotions are going to be evoked multiple times a day. So you are going to navigate this cycle, like I said, multiple times a day. So what are triggers? Well, triggers are an event, something happens, it evokes the emotion. And based on whatever that trigger is, it will fuel your emotion. Your emotion in turn then will drive your response, meaning what you say and what you do, how you show up. That response, that action that you take, whether it's words or whether it's actions, will provide you with a reward system, being positive or negative. So what do I mean by a positive reward? Well, you are self-aware. So the positive is you're self-aware, what triggers are, what yours specifically are, and how you emotionally respond, maybe how you used to, and maybe now you've learned to make better choices in how you respond. So you're triggered, your emotion is evoked, fueled, and you are so self-aware that it's happening that you're able to stop yourself and think more clearly and make better decisions in how you show up in the things that you say you do. So that your reward more positively means that you are handling things right in the present moment. So something happens, a trigger happens, an event, you get an emotion, but you are more self-aware. You make a better decision on how you're going to respond. You take care of that. It's done, delivered, gone. You can move on, be present in your life, and looking forward to your future. That's the positive piece about it. So that's the self-awareness. But typically, most people are not really even aware that this is all what we're going through every day, this cycle. Yeah, they might think of it, they might have been told a piece of it here and there, and they understand the whole thing, that something happens and an emotion happens. But when you really think about it and bring it into your self-awareness that this is what's happening, most people are not doing that. So what's happening is a trigger happens, the emotion is evoked and fueled, and most people will then show up and say whatever they feel like saying or doing, because in the moment they feel justified to respond the way that they do. And in turn, that makes them, after they've had time to cool off, think about it, and realize that maybe something that they did or said really wasn't healthy, they have to go back and try and fix that relationship. Because usually someone gets in the crosshairs, right, of that emotional outburst of yours. So now you got to try to go back and fix that. So that is what I mean by having a non-healthy relationship with this piece and navigating this cycle. So you're not self-aware. And that's the piece that you want to be able to build on, your self-awareness around your triggers, so that your emotions don't get the best of you every time. Then you're not always looking over your shoulder, having to go back and fix something that you did or said. And you're able to then, as I said, when you're self-aware of that, you're able to figure out things in the moment, deal with it in the moment, and be able to move on. But in the other scenario, you're always looking over your shoulder, because you have to go back and fix things all the time. And a lot of the time, yes, you can, especially people who are emotionally vested in you. They have an interest with you, whether it's a close friend, a family member, your significant other. Those people have emotional interests to keep your relationship strong. But if you work with somebody, they don't have that connection to you. So at some point, they're not going to allow you to continue with that normal MO of showing up. And they're going to call you on it, or you might even damage those relationships. So that's why it's so important to build on your self-awareness muscle around this piece, so that you can control this piece here, which is where you have the actual control. So with that being said, what are triggers? I'll just go over them quickly. Some triggers would be like an anniversary date of loss or trauma, a scary news event, at the ending of a relationship, whether it's personal or professional. It could be isolation or overwhelm. It could be maybe you felt judged or criticized growing up. And maybe you have issues around money. So lack money mindset. So you're in that financial issues, and you're always, that's always like playing on your mind. Now, I'm not saying that people who have little money are not justified to feel like, okay, how do I get out of this? But it's learning how to not let that be the driving force behind how you show up emotionally. So with that being said, that's what the trigger cycle is all about. And today I wanted to talk to you about, again, loving yourself first. And what do I mean by that? Well, number one, the more you love you, the more you can give love to others. Yes, you have to love yourself first. So people don't realize that. They think, oh, well, not really. I don't have to love myself first to give love to someone else. Well, that's true. You don't have to love yourself first to give love to others. But the more you can give love to you, the more you love yourself wholly and fully, the better quality of love you can give to others. That is what I mean. The more you can attract love from others, the kind of love that you want, whether it's a romantic relationship. So if you are always attracting the wrong kind of people into your life, the ones that are not really uplifting, encouraging, and supporting you, then you have to look at it as, how do you view yourself? How worthy do you feel you are of love? So the more you can give, the more you love yourself, the more you can attract the kind of love from others that you are seeking. Now, the more you learn not to put your self-worth in the hands of others. And this is so important, because a lot of people that I've worked with have this self-esteem issue that they deal with, where it's, if I'm not worthy, if I'm not doing, if I'm not providing, if I'm not giving. Your self-worth is not based around what you can do for others. Your self-worth is based on how you view yourself, and that biggest piece is how much you love yourself. So the more you love yourself, the more you can give love to others, the more you can attract the type of love that you want from others, and the more you learn not to put your self-worth in the hands of others. Number two, when you love yourself first, you'll understand what makes you happy and what doesn't. You're self-aware. You'll understand what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. You know, you're basically going to start learning what are you settling for. You'll understand how to create healthy boundaries for yourself. And that's healthy boundaries around every facet of your life, whether it's professional or personal. You'll understand how to speak up for yourself, be confident enough to say when something doesn't sit right with you. And oh, by the way, this doesn't make you a horrible person, but rather an honest one. And you'll understand the importance of scheduling in time for yourself that's non-negotiable. Basically, what you're doing is you're scheduling in quality time that's all about you. Okay, so you will understand what makes you happy and what doesn't. You'll understand what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. You'll learn to understand how to create healthy boundaries for yourself and how to speak up for yourself. Be confident enough to say when something doesn't sit right with you. In other words, you're sticking up for yourself, but you're doing it in a healthy way. And you understand the importance of scheduling in time for you that's non-negotiable, because it has to be quality time that's all about you so you can be the best version of yourself. And number three, when you love yourself first, you learn to embrace the power of acceptance, meaning you learn to embrace your flaws and your weaknesses as beautiful parts of you. We are all unique. I just want you to understand this. Our uniqueness is amazing, that we're different. I mean, if you could just think for just a brief second, what if everyone was the same? How boring would that be, right? Like, that wouldn't be fun. There would be no adventure. There would be nothing. I think the world would be blah. But because we're all different, we all have our own flaws, we have our own weaknesses, we all bring something unique to the table. That's what makes this world beautiful. That's what makes everyone beautiful in their own skin, makes them in their own right. Every person that you come into contact with is a beautiful human being, because we were made in that image of beauty. I'm not talking about surface beauty, I'm talking about skin deep. That part of you, you know, even if you feel miserable, you know there's a piece inside of you that was never that way. So again, learning to embrace your flaws and your weaknesses as being beautiful pieces of you will help you to love yourself. You'll learn to never have to look to others for approval of your self-worthiness, because you don't need to look outside of looking at the person that's staring back at you in the mirror. You have the power to love you. You learn to always feel secure with who you are when you love yourself first. So we're going to go back through all of these. The more you love yourself, the more you can give love to others. So the more quality of love that you have for yourself, the better quality of love you'll give to others. The more you can attract the quality love that you are looking for from others, the more you will learn not to put your self-worth in the hands of others. When you love yourself first, you'll understand what makes you happy and what doesn't. You'll understand what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. You know, you're not going to allow yourself to settle anymore just to settle for getting any kind of love. No. You'll understand how to create healthy boundaries for yourself. You'll understand how to speak up for you. Be confident enough to say when something doesn't feel right, it doesn't sit right. And again, as I said, it doesn't make you a horrible person, it just makes you honest. And you'll understand the importance of scheduling in some real quality, non-negotiable time for you that's all about you. And last but not least, when you love yourself first, you learn to embrace the power of accepting and embracing your flaws and your weaknesses as beautiful. You'll learn never to have to look to others for the approval of your self-worthiness, and you'll always feel secure with who you are. All of this will make you a better version of yourself for you. And when you are a better version of yourself for you first, you can show up in the world as the person that you want to be, the person that you want to present to the world, the person that you truly see yourself as. We all have this dream of us, right? Love yourself first so that you do not question your own self-worth or if you're worthy of being loved by someone else. True self-love is knowing that even if no one else in the world loves you, that your love for yourself is enough because you are enough. So I want you to say this out loud with me right now. Are you ready? Repeat after me. I am enough as I am now. And if you need to hear that more than once a day or see that more than once a day, I challenge you, write it down. I am enough as I am now, and put it up around your house, if multiple places if you need to see it, so that you start to believe it. Learn to put yourself first so that you can love yourself wholly, so that you can tap into the better version of you that you want to be. So loving yourself first is so important to be the best version of you. If you want to go out there and present to the world this vision of yourself that you truly believe yourself to be, but you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to convey that to the world until you really say, yes, I love the person that's staring back at me. I love myself wholly, flaws and all, battle scars and all. Just learn to love yourself first, and you then can be that person that you've always known is inside of you. I want to thank you so much for watching, whether you're on here live or watching it back. I really appreciate your support. I love it if you're new, and I want to say thank you for hopping on. And I also want to say, if you are a return listener, thank you so much for supporting me and coming back, because the more you come back, the more it just encourages me and empowers me and uplifts me and supports me to keep moving on and making sure that I provide you guys with this information, because I'm very passionate about this. I want, for me, for the world to be a better place, it starts with us. And so for the world to be a better place, it starts with us and how we show up in the world and how we love ourselves. Remember to navigate your day with an attitude of gratitude, because with the right attitude, it will put you in the right mindset for when life happens. And this will, like I said, our emotional cycle, it's on repeat. I'm Leslie Gaudet, and I'm an empowerment coach. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions so they can handle their triggers, manage their emotions, and live a more positive life. I hope you have an amazing day. And if you're looking for a community that truly supports you around being the best version of you, then click on the link in the title notes to join my free Facebook group. I hope to see you there. I hope to connect with you. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. And thanks everyone for hopping on. Thanks a lot. Bye.